Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends, fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. I'm your host, Jason. Your other host is Bill.
Why?
And Tim.
Just me and my dead end friends.
And your old host that left us to the wind but decides to come back when he wants to, Joe.
I'm just eye candy.
We are live streaming this, so if anything goes weird, it's because we're live streaming. We live stream the first Monday of every month. In June, we're doing a movie night, Meet the Feebles. One of Peter Jackson's greatest. Come hang out with us, watch it with us. It'll be Bill's first time viewing it. So if you've seen it,
You already know.
you get to experience someone watching it for the first time again, and that cannot be skipped.
Or undersold.
Or undersold, right? Like, I'm not even going to watch the movie. I'm just going to watch Bill.
Oh, I'm watching the movie. That movie's awesome.
Sodomy.
You
Joe,
might think it's
we got a comment.
awesome.
Sorry, someone asked what happened to the other vultures. So we're talking Them Crooked Vultures. So
That was a good setup. Whoever did that in chat.
Tim and I kind of went through like a little Foo Fighters, a Dave Grohl
Yeah.
train, as you will. You know, we did the Foo Fighters. We did.
We've covered Queens of the Stone Age. We've
We've done-
covered Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Well, we always talked about we got to do Them Crooked Vultures, but they're hard because they only have one record, so they don't really fit in anywhere. But we got to talk about it because it's Them fucking Crooked Vultures, so we're going to talk about it now. Who wants to start?
I'll go.
Go on, Tim.
Um, so yeah, I was a day one buyer. Yeah, this came out in 2009. Obviously, by 2009, I was already very well versed in the Foo Fighters, in Queens of the Stone Age, and Led Zeppelin. So when I hear that you're getting members from each of those bands together and that they're doing an album together, I was very excited. In the grand scheme of things, this is the second time that Hami and Grohl have worked together. So in a way, this is a thematic sequel to Songs for the Deaf. Um, in that, it's really them really like one of the magics of Songs for the Deaf was they were able to bounce these ideas off Dave Grohl and see what he was able to do. Whereas, and were that like they already had the songs ready to go. This is from the ground up being built with Dave. Um, this was the first time Dave had really played drums like high profile since Songs for the Deaf, which was the first time he had done it since Nirvana. So in the Dave Grohl scheme of things, like I was surprised when not as many fans jumped onto this. Um, Album wise, is we're gonna start with "No One Loves Me" and "Neither Do I," which is a classic Josh phrase. Um, he's always full of them. There's a million of them on this album. Um, it sets a mood. Like I love it. It's slinky. It's backwards. It's one of those things that you would like totally expect because it fits very much in a pocket, but then flips it on its head. Brilliant stuff. And then you get to Mind Eraser, No Chaser, which you get some Dave Grohl lead vocals there in the chorus, which is one thing you didn't get on Songs for the Deaf. You can hear him in the background stuff and some of the more ambient vocals. But here's where you really get like Josh and Dave singing together. Works for me. All I want to do is have my mind erased. Like that song's for ODD. Um, New Fang was the lead single that introduced the project. Dare I say it's the weakest song on the album?
Oh.
And it's a banger.
Oh. Literally the same
Might be
notes
some
as
good,
mine. Same, literally the same notes.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Um, and then closing out side one is Dead End Friends. Might be my highlight of the album. I fucking love Dead End Friends. The way that guitar just it's so slinky. I love the lyrics. The lyrics are very much in line with Josh's tradition of driving with nowhere to go.
Yep, yep.
Um, and then side two starts off with Elephants, which talk about a monolith of a song. This song feels like an elephant just like running through your living room and standing on your chest. It's so heavy. Um, yeah, great stuff. Scumbag Blues. I love it. It's a fun story. 100 years ago, there used to be late night television TV shows, and one of them was called Late Show with David Letterman. And his band for his show was Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra. And they've actually been pretty instrumental in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame concert series since they've been doing them. They're pretty much always the background band. So, they've always kind of kept their ear to the ground. And Scumbag Blues was actually like one of those songs they would play in and out of commercial at least once a week. And every time you'd hear it, be like, yes, they heard the Them Crooked Vultures album. That's awesome. Bandoliers kind of slows it down a little bit. Another highlight for me, though, I love Bandoliers. That chorus is just huge. I love the guitar. Great song. And then getting into side three, it is a double album, so I guess we're technically on a B side at this point. Reptiles is another one, much like Elephants. It's just slinky. It's heavy. It's there's so much going on with this album. Reptiles just works. Love it. And then you get Interlude with Ludes, which is another great song title. I think it absolutely works, especially as it leads into Warsaw, or The First Breath You Take After You Give Up, which could be the centerpiece of the album. Another just monolith of a song. Great stuff. And then you get the last three songs, which all three are absolute favorites of mine. Caligulove is John Paul Jones shines on the keyboards. There's actually no bass on that song. But John Paul Jones just kind of steals it with his little circus piano riff. I love the lyrics on it. A Sensitive Soul is just one. Tyrant who enslaves all of those around him just so he can feel. I don't know, I'm paraphrasing. It's a great song. Gunman, it's got kind of a disco Dave Grohl drum beat going. There's all kinds of cool stuff going on with the lyrics and the guitars. And then you close with Spinning in the Daffodils. Haven't got to shout out my man Alan Johannes. He's the secret sauce fourth member of this band. The one who wasn't in Nirvana or Queens. Well, he was in Queens of the Stone Age. Yeah, this is one of those albums that I was a day one buyer. Actually had to go to 2 record stores because the first one it didn't even have it. I don't know if they just didn't know about it and didn't order it or it sold out, but I had to go to 2 record stores to find it that day. And it's one of those albums that, like, this was an easy week for me because this is regular rotation stuff for me.
Yeah, this is an easy week for me too.
Yeah, this is, it's not a Queens of the Stone Age album, although it feels like it could be. You could definitely hear the Zeppelin influence, and you can also hear the Dave Grohl influence. I think Dave Grohl on drums and John Paul Jones on bass is a dream rhythm section. And you can listen to this album just for that if you want. but there's so much more going on. Um, I mean, shit, we're at 15 years, 16 years now, and I'm still waiting for album number 2. I really hope these guys find the time to do another one. Because yeah, this is.
We didn't.
I mean, we're.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, we're doing the 2000s next on the Meat Grinder, and this is
Oh,
clearly a Meat
that's.
Grinder album.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
yeah. That's no. It'll probably get a. We'll get to 2009. I want to say, like, I don't know. I slept on this. Like, I didn't know this record existed until. I mean, it was probably 2009, but I found it in a weird way because I found it through Rock Band.
Sure, okay.
They had Dead End Friends on Rock Band. It wasn't. I was shocked to find that New Fang was a single because I had never heard New Fang prior to. I heard Dead End Friends was my introduction, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is really fucking good." And
yeah, I love that song.
I went out and I downloaded both this record, and Queens of the Stone Age, and I was like kind of confused. I was like, "Is Dave Grohl in Queens of the Stone Age?" Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Well, and he was for a hot minute and a half. So yeah,
because I got Songs for the Deaf for the same reason because Go With the Flow was on that same Rock Band. It might have been the Rock Band right before Dead End. I think Dead End might have been Rock Band 3. I can't remember, but I was confused because I was like, "This is the same band," and I was like, "Well, no," because now it's Dave Grohl and this Josh guy, and then they got John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin. Okay, so I downloaded this record, and like I still stand by this. That like I would put this record over a lot of Queens of the Stone Age, and I would put this record over a lot of the Foo Fighters. Zeppelin, I mean that's.
That's hard to do. Yeah.
Right. But like this record is so much better than like this is magic. This one album, I'll quickly run through my notes. I didn't take many because I mean, No One Loves Me. It's a bluesy opening. The drum beats are weird and beautiful. Mind Eraser. It's more of a Foo Fighters type song, but it's like early self-titled Foo Fighters. So it's a fucking banger.
It works. Yeah.
New Fang. Probably my low point on the album. It's still good. It's still great. But like, I was shocked when I found out that was the single because Dead End Friends, top tier. I love the guitar on it. I'd put it over Go With the Flow, which is a banger in itself. I mean, we're talking like high,
Yeah, I mean, I gotta interject with can't they both just be equal 10 out of 10s?
I mean, we could do that. We're not ranking them. They're both 10.
Yeah, we're not ranking them, but yeah.
But if I had
it's inevitable
to
throw this in with the Queens of the Stone Age catalog, though, because this definitely feels like a Josh album.
It's definitely a Josh album, but there's a lot of Dave here too.
Yeah. There's a lot of John Paul Jones too.
A lot of John Paul.
Yeah.
Elephants. I love the escalation. It builds. But it's like a super fast build. Like you're like, okay, all right, yep, yeah. Like it just keeps going. Scumbag. I love Dave's backing vocals. John Paul breaks it fucking down. Bandoliers. If that would have been the single, maybe we'd be on like Them Crooked Vultures 5 because like that song is so good. Reptiles, it's a bluesy banger. The interlude, it works. Warsaw, the bass through the guitar solo. Like I know guitar solo starts. You want to listen to the guitar. Listen to the fucking bass. 7 minutes of greatness. Cali Glove, it's spooky. It's fun. Gunman is probably my favorite song on the record. It's such a flip from this album is very dynamic. Like to go from Cali to Gunman is just it flips you. It's bouncy, it's rocking. It's got some early 80s Bowie going on. Josh's vocals are fire. And then you get Spinning in Daffodils. It's a fucking masterpiece. Like, if you've only ever heard New Fang, you're missing out. I'd take this album. Yeah, I mean, this album's this is good shit. I've been a fan since that, Rock Band. I heard Dead End Friends and was just like, what the fuck is this? And there's not a bad song on this record. Bill.
So I really liked Queens of the Stone Age going through that discography.
Hmm?
Do I agree and disagree with Jason saying that it's better than a lot of Queens of the Stone Age? Yes. I mean, for me, I would equate this one to like an Era Vulgaris or Lullabies.
Ooh, I
Just
don't know
those
about
are two
Era.
that
I
that's
take Era over this.
well, no, that's what I'm equating it to. I mean, I would take
Oh, putting it up
Yeah,
there.
because
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
ultimately I'd probably take Lullabies over this.
yeah, because I would take Lullabies. I guess what I'm saying because go back to ranking because I mean, I had songs to the deaf lower than probably most people would have too. I'd take this album over songs for the deaf. Um, like this was a great album start to finish. Again, I I kind of struggle with Queens, doing notes for that when we did that discography, just because I'm like, yeah, I really love it. It's an ebb and a flow of the albums with that one, and this one isn't too dissimilar really with it either. It's a nice flow from song to song, track to track. Each one's dynamic and has changes inside of every song. Once again, kind of with Queens, the single is well one of the weaker points on the album. Um, like this was great. I'm really glad I got to find this album. I wish there was more. Well, there is more like it's called Queens of the Stone Age, but I wish there was more, of
And the
this
Foo
flavor.
Fighters.
Yeah, I wish there was more
And
of
Led
this flavor
Zeppelin.
specifically.
There's a strong contingency to have. Since this came out, people are like, okay, what's next? And they've always said, well, we're busy. If we get together, we'll get together. And then, yeah, I think it was what Queens of Stone Age put out.
Wasn't it Villain? No.
They were on Era Vulgaris because that came out before this, but like Clockwork had yet to come out.
I'd take this over like Clockwork easily.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd take this
and
over
that's a
There's Nothing Left to
masterpiece of an album
Lose.
right there too. Yeah,
I'd take it over There's Nothing Left to Lose. By the
yeah,
Foo
because what were
Fighters.
the Foo Fighters doing? This was in between.
2009 was like Wasting Light, wasn't it?
I think this was between In Your Honor and Wasting Light because Wasting Light was like 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And I do think it's funny every time Grohl works with Josh, the next Foo Fighters album is a banger.
Well, he needs to work with him again. Because it's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute, yeah. Um, yeah, I love this album. I think it's one of those underrated classics where like a lot of the kids probably wrote it off because it's like, oh, it's probably just a bunch of old guys or whatever. And then the old guys wrote it off because it's, oh, they're not going to do anything innovative or anything. It's just going to be a bunch of Zeppelin songs. No, it is very close to Queens of the Stone Age in content, but it is so much different than that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, yeah, obviously, Josh is the main vocalist, Alan Johannes complements all of his guitar and vocal stuff very well. Yeah, highly recommend. It still saddens me that this is their only album. I would love more stuff. One of the biggest regrets of my life, and I was actually thinking about this the other day as I was going through this. It's like one of the best and worst things about living in a major metropolitan area is there's always good shows coming through, and you can't always catch them. And this tour came through, and I missed it.
Mm.
Don't remember why, but it was one of those. It's like, well, it is what it is. But yeah, I wish I'd seen them live.
It was
And
magic.
Yeah, it's a great album. Great album.
I listened to some while y'all were talking. Dead End Friends, pretty fucking good.
Dead End
That's a
That's a good
Friends,
great
song.
song,
banger,
right?
dude.
Yeah, I was
It's
Yeah.
a
like,
fucking
holy.
banger.
I was like, this is great. You new thing I do remember. So I remember this name, but I don't remember anything about. I remember them Crooked Vultures, but I don't remember anything about them. New thing I kind of remember. It must have been from Rock Band. It had to have been from there. That's the only place I could even imagine
I don't
me
remember
hearing
New
this.
Fang. I don't. I
Was
missed
it
that
Dead End Friends?
single. Yeah, Dead
I
End
don't know.
Friends
I
is on
heard
Rock
that
Band.
somewhere
New,
somehow.
Because
New
I
Fang
was a
was the
drummer in Rock
single.
Band,
Yeah.
and the drums on Dead End
Uh,
Friends is so fucking fun to play. Like,
and
On real
Caligula
drums too.
sounds awesome.
probably
Yeah.
funner.
Yeah, Caligula is a high point for
I
sure.
checked
That
that one
was
out. I
a
was
good
like,
one.
this sounds pretty cool. Short of that, the rest of it kind of sound like Queens of the Stone Age. There's nothing that really
It's
pulled me
Go
definitely
to it.
back to
closer.
Scumbag Blues and Bandoliers.
It's definitely closer to Queens than any of the. It's closer to Queens than Zeppelin or Foo. But you can
Sure.
hear just like the blend of it works so well that it's its own. It's its own thing. Like
So
it's
it was blended exceptionally well.
yeah.
And as a longtime Zeppelin fan, it was I always appreciate hearing John Paul Jones doing something more modern.
Yeah.
Because obviously Zeppelin was so rooted in the blues and you're playing the bass and yeah, he always had his moments to shine and No Quarter is a keyboard masterpiece. Um
All of In Through the Outdoor.
right. But yeah, just really like hearing him like, no, I'm gonna not only embrace this new style of rock, but I'm gonna pick two of the dudes who are doing it the best, and I'm gonna jam with them. And whatever happens, happens. This was the album that Grohl had to go to the hospital for drinking too much coffee.
Okay.
He actually started having like heart palpitations. I don't know if that's like a bullshit excuse for whatever else he was imbibing,
Yeah.
and they're just blaming it on coffee. But yeah,
We use the wrong thing for sweetener in my coffee.
yeah. Well,
One line or two.
yeah, right. Yeah. Um. Yeah. This is an album. It's one of those albums like Mr. Bungle's California, where as soon as I heard it, I just tried to introduce it to as many people as possible.
Tim, which one's better, Mr. Bungle California or Them Crooked Vultures?
Ooh.
Ooh,
I mean, that's easy.
I mean, yeah, California is just one of those albums that like transcends rules.
Maybe we'll take the top, everyone's top for the 90s and the 80s and the 2000s, and we'll throw them into a fucking meat grinder too.
That'd be hilarious.
That'll get sick.
Oh, God.
Talking about making enemies.
Man, I
Yeah.
don't think the 2000s would actually stand a chance, truth be told.
Well,
Yeah, there's some good
I
stuff.
mean, there's
comes
some
out to
good
this.
stuff, but I don't think it would. Especially
But
not
wait
for
till we
the
get to, like,
This
the
is among the top of the heap for that decade. And I mean, really, like I love this album, but am I going to throw this up against a Pink Floyd album and say
Right,
this
like,
is
is
inherently better?
Is this The Wall? Is this Abbey Road? What are we talking here?
Mhm.
Right, right.
Is this
I mean,
Sabbath,
ain't no
Bloody
Sgt.
Sabbath?
Pepper's. But yeah, right.
Like, it's not fair. It's not fair to these 2000s bands. We can't do that.
Them Crooked Vultures or Who's Next? Go.
Teenage Wasteland. I mean, that's an easy fucking.
But as far as the decade this came out in, the pedigree on the album, this should be on that list. This is one of those ones I think, kind of like this new Propaganda album. If you're into rock music and you haven't heard this,
You're missing
you're
out.
missing out.
This
Yeah.
is a fire fucking record. I throw this on. You can like go around. You can clean the house. You can like,
Great
just-
driving record.
yeah.
Great album for driving.
It's just always like it's just playing. You just walk back in. And you're gonna walk into like something great. Like, there's no bad moment on this record. All right, well, we have covered the Foo Fighters discography. We are a playlist link channel. You can click us, sort us by playlist. You can see Foo Fighters, watch all our Foo Fighters records. Same thing with Queens of the Stone Age.
I think we've talked about Nirvana once or twice.
We have talked about Nirvana, but we're going to redo Nirvana in the new format, so those videos will be easy to find.
We've talked about Probot. We talked about what? Dreamweaver?
Dreamweaver and Probot, yep.
Dream Widow or whatever it was called.
Yep.
Y'all listen some albums.
We listen to a lot of music here. We love
We
music.
got to get to the Desert Sessions. We got to get to Caius. We got to get to Mondo Generator.
We got to get off this Patton train before we get on the homie train. Homie train.
I mean, you know, pick a train. I'm going wherever it takes me. So
We're going to take that Dexter Holland train, that Noodles train.
Well, Bill, we got to get them on the guard train.
Yeah,
you gotta
that
keep
Chris
them
Gaines
separated.
train.
That's right.
They don't want to talk about that Chris Gaines. But we're going to talk
Never
about Chris
happened.
Gaines.
Look, Chris Gaines.
That's number one. That's the number one album. There.
right,
Number one record.
right.
Hey,
Especially
Going
the
artists of the
haircut.
90s.
if we counted The Devil You Know, should we count Chris Gaines in the
Yes,
Garth
sir,
Brooks
we
discography?
should. It would not be an ODD playlist if we didn't talk about it.
Huh?
We're going to talk about D.D. King.
That's true. We
We're
talked
talking
about
about
D.D.
Chris
King.
Gaines.
Yeah.
Well, will we talk about it, or will we also rank it? I think we would just talk about that one.
I mean,
right?
we can all rank it at the bottom.
we
it's
rank
really-
Devil You Know. Why wouldn't we rank Chris
Well,
Gaines?
we didn't rank D.D. King. We just talked about that one.
Well, you know,
That's a
flip
special
coin.
case. We'll
I've
have to.
never used Nickelback Brown, but I have a feeling.
Oh, it's been dropped multiple times on this show. All right, well,
we
stick
covered
around.
Nickelback.
Check out our play. Yeah,
Check out our Nickelback discography.
I think we've had bands had more Nickelback Brown than Nickelback had Nickelback Brown.
Yeah, that is true.
That's hard. That's hard to do.
I think Creed beat them on that
Let's say, have
color.
you heard Creed?
Go check out our Creed playlist. It's a hoot.
Human Clay, number one.
And yeah, stay tuned. I think I'm
No.
going to hit them with the Desert Sessions next if we don't get to Caius.
Oh yeah, we'll do Caius for sure. Like that's the band we're gonna do. I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, you know,
It's not bad.
four bangers.
Yeah, what I heard wasn't.
It wasn't bad. It's pretty
It
good.
might have been the context because I was ranking it against something. I think it was going up against Anthrax, so it wasn't really fair.
Yeah.
But we'll get to Caius. Stick around, give us a like, give us a subscribe, leave us a comment down below. Have you heard this record? If not, why? And check out all of our other videos. We love you guys. Be safe. And what, Bill?
Make good decisions.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again. Y'all
Be
come
safe.
back now, you hear?